Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are starting our lesson. I guess you know me. And we are going for Geography Paper 1. The topic is mining in East Africa. Mining in East Africa. That's where we are. Is that okay? But before we start, it's been a while since we last met, Senior 3, and I would like to take you through a prayer first. We should always begin. Before we begin anything, we must pray first. Next time, I'll be asking one of you to lead us into prayer. So let us humble ourselves and pray. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, we thank you, Allah, for allowing us or for enabling us to be here at such a time. We thank you for giving us this opportunity to have something to study. We thank you for the energy and ability, efforts you have managed to give our parents. We thank you, Allah, for all that you have given us. We thank you for enabling our parents have something to provide with us. We pray that you keep protecting and guiding us and our parents on the right path. We pray to you, welcome you to yet another lesson. Before we start, let's have a word of prayer. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, we thank you, Allah, for enabling us to be here. We thank you for our parents. We thank you for enabling them be in position to provide for us. We thank you for protecting us. We pray to you to continue protecting and guiding us along the straight path, the path of those who are blessed, not the path of those who have earned your anger. In the name of Allah, we pray. So we can start. We are beginning with mining. Topic, mining in East Africa. And paper, that is paper 1, 273/1. I hope you are there. Are we together? So let us move on. Mining is one of the topics in human geography. By now, I believe we have already covered all the physical geography. So this is one of the topics in human geography. Mining in East Africa. Mining, what is mining? The notes are already on screen, and I believe we are seeing them. We are writing. Mining refers to the extraction of valuable minerals, both solid and liquid. Why do we say liquid? Liquid, we have liquid minerals like oil and so on. We have solid minerals like gold, copper, etc. Mentioned the examples. In East Africa, East Africa is usually endowed or naturally endowed with a variety of minerals, which include, we have categories. Minerals are categorized into 3. Okay, we have categories of minerals. We have metallic minerals, for example, gold, copper, zinc, aluminum, tin, lead, etc. Non-metallic minerals. Non-metallic, we have the liquid minerals. We have petroleum, clay, salt, soda ash, etc. They are non-metallic, okay? Then we also have gaseous minerals, such as natural gas. Those are the 3 categories of minerals. Now, we have methods. Methods of mining. Methods of mining, we have a variety of methods. We have open cast. Open casting is one of the methods we use to extract or to get minerals from underground or wherever they are. This is used where the minerals occur nearer to the ground or nearer to the earth's surface. For example, minerals like limestone, sand, clay, etc. The unwanted soil or rocks are removed and the mineral is got by scooping, just scooping it out of the ground using either a spade or blasting and breaking the rock the rock ore using excavators. It is then taken for processing. So once a mineral has been identified to exist in some place, sometimes there is a rock covering that mineral. Okay, so sometimes we call it the overlying rock. So that overlying rock is just removed. Okay, you can dig it off or scrape it off, then you get the mineral bearing rock. Once you get to the mineral bearing rock, you just scoop it or excavate it and take it for processing. Take an example of clay. The way clay is mining, it is mined. That's what we call open cast mining. For example, diamond mining in Tanzania, it is also mined using open cast mining. Then two, the second method is placer mining or alluvial mining. Now, this is done in places where we have water, minerals that whose deposits are occurring in water or in water bodies, for example, rivers and so on. So that is placer or alluvial mining. That word alluvial is meant to refer to the water element of the area where it is found. So this is another form of open cast mining where minerals are recovered from alluvial deposits along a river valley. Okay, the alluvial minerals, the alluvial materials mixed with water are scooped into a pan or basin. The mixture is rotated around until traces of the mineral are seen and removed by the miner. You remove the minerals by either decanting off the water, okay? You either remove or you pour off the water and the mineral could have settled beneath or under the water, and then you get it after pouring off the water. But after shaking, okay, shaking just to wash off the other mud that could be mixing with the mineral. So that is very common in areas where gold is mined, for example, in Mubende and so on. Next, three, adit mining or adit method. Now, this is another method used in deep mining for minerals that occur deep within the Earth's surface. The Earth's crust. So let us write. This is done in hilly areas where a tunnel is drilled on the sides into the bottom hill where the rock ore is, The rock ore is blasted and carried on to the surface via the adits. It is then taken to the factory for processing. Now, where we have adit method, like we have said here, it is mainly done in hilly areas. The adit is the tunnel-like opening, okay? the tunnel-like opening that is used to reach the mineral. And tunnels are constructed or built or drilled on the sides of the mountain, for example, as we have it in Kasese for copper mining, Kasese Chilembe mines. That is the method that they use. I don't know whether you are able to see those types on the screen. Are they seeing? There must be those clips are there on the screen, and I hope you can see the adits. Next, the fourth is shaft method or underground mining method. This is a method used to exploit or to mine minerals that lie very far deep into the earth's surface. A vertical shaft is drilled downwards to the mineral, which could be several kilometers away from the earth's surface. The rock ore is got and transported to the earth through the shaft using pulleys, and it is then taken to the factory for processing. Okay, so in this shaft method, we have to construct vertical shafts from the earth's surface deep into the ground those of you who have ever seen uh, the way these local latrines are dug, okay? The way they are dug, they dig, should I say, a ditch into the ground very deep. So that example to be a shaft. Somebody goes down locally, and they, in the areas where it is very well improved or developed, they have pulleys, and once the rock is reached, the miner will scoop out the rock using the equipment that he could be having, either pickaxe or hoe or whatever, then collects it and puts it on the pulley. Then the pulley will move it up. I believe you have that knowledge of pulley system from your physics. I think it is not something new. Now, drilling method, that is the fifth method. This is a method used to exploit or mine fluidly, the fluids, okay, liquid kind of minerals like oil, okay, drilling like oil minerals, for example, oil minerals that lie far from the surface of the earth. A vertical pipe is sunk into the rock bed that contains the mineral. Okay, a pipe, a vertical pipe, is drilled into the ground where to reach the rock bearing, the mineral bearing rock. When the pressure below is sufficient, the fluid mineral rises along the pipe to the surface of the earth. When the pressure from below is insufficient, air has to be pumped into, into the rock bed artificially to displace the mineral, which then rises vertically upwards. It is then collected in containers and taken for processing, or what you may call refining. So those are the methods of mining that we have. I don't know whether my assistant has been able to show you some of these methods on, on screen. If you have time, please, I want you to use Google, and Google, just type in types of mining on Google, and they will bring you all these types, and you'll be able to understand better. Because of time, I may not be able to give or to show you everything, but that is the picture of everything. So next, major minerals in East Africa. Are we together? Are we together? Please tell my assistant, should we continue? Major minerals in East Africa include, so with, on the screen there, I believe you're seeing a table. And in that table, we have country, we have minerals, we have places or place, and then the use. What is the use of that mineral? So for example, we have Uganda. The mineral we have gold, place where we can get this mineral, Busia and Mubende. There's also some gold in Karamoja, okay? You include that, Karamoja. You know, geography is a continuous subject. So all the time, new things are coming. So what is it used for? Gold plating, jewelry, rings, etc. Okay? Basically, gold is used for jewelry and so on. And secondly, it is used to show how wealthy somebody is. If you have gold, then it is used as a determinant for somebody's wealth. In as far as you have heard of what we call gold reserves, the country's gold reserves in the World Bank. So it is a basis to determine a country's wealth or somebody's wealth worth. Next, the other, we have copper, we have cobalt, we have limestone, salt, clays, phosphate. All those are minerals that we have in Uganda. Now, places or place where we have these is in the column. Are you seeing that table? Are you seeing that table? Are you seeing that table? Okay, so that is how everything, or how we have arranged for you. The other, now we have a map. Yes, we have a map, but I want you to use this table. Now I'm giving you a task to do. You must be having your atlas just close by you. If you do not have, please, next time you are coming for geography lesson, come with your notebook and your atlas. Things like this, when we talk about them, you'll have to open your atlas and try to locate the positions of these areas. Okay? So using this table, with you, you have the table. I want you to do a self-test task. Okay, you are going to test yourself. Draw a sketch map of East Africa, and on it, mark and name these areas and the minerals found in these areas. Mark and name the minerals that are mined in East Africa. In other words, it should be a sketch map of East Africa showing minerals mined in East Africa. Are we together? You can use this table. Okay, as you use this table, first of all, you're going to have a map outline of East Africa. Okay? Now, when we say mineral like gold in Uganda, we have said it is found in Busia. Go to the atlas. Look for that area called Busia. Where is Busia found? Now, mark gold there. You can use any symbol. For example, what is the symbol used for gold in chemistry? Is it AU? Hmm? AU. So you can say you find where Busia is and put AU. The other place where we have said in Uganda where we have gold is Mubende. Look for Mubende from the atlas. And on your map outline, go to where you have seen Mubende and put AU again. Go to Kenya. Do we have gold in Kenya? No. In Kenya, we have minerals like salt. They have said it is in Lake Amboseli. Go to the sketch map of Kenya in the atlas. Locate Lake Amboseli, and on your map that you have drawn in the book, okay, mark salt. You can use any symbol. Say maybe you are using S for salt. So where you have Lake Amboseli in the atlas, but in your map in the north, mark, because we have to locate these things on our own. Because the question can come and asking you, or requiring you to mark and draw a sketch map of East Africa, and on it, mark and name any limestone mining areas or areas where limestone is mined. You should be able to do it yourself. Okay? So I'm not going to read through all the items in the table. I want you to. So can we continue? We are moving on. A sketch map of East Africa showing that one. I've asked you to do it yourself. Now we move on to factors favoring commercial exploitation of minerals in East Africa. Factors. Okay? Well, we have, some of you have always been giving these factors. We know factors 4. The general factors 4. So we are giving reasons, or what are some of the issues that have enabled exploitation of minerals in East Africa. What has favored mining to take place? 1, availability of large quantities of minerals for exploitation for over a long period of time. For example, limestone at Bamburi is there in large deposits. Copper in Kilembe mines is too much. Much as they are no longer mining, it's not that they exhausted the copper deposits. No, copper is there in Kilembe. in large deposits. So this is what point number 1 is talking about. Availability or presence of large quantities of mineral deposits to be exploited over a long period of time. Okay? For example, limestone at Bamburi in Kenya. We can also give copper in Kilembe, at Kilembe or in Kilembe. Then factor number 2, presence of a variety of minerals. Presence of a variety of minerals such as gold, diamond, copper, salt, limestone. It is, name it. East Africa is endowed with a variety of minerals, meaning there are many, many minerals of different types. So we can afford to mine these minerals for commercial purposes and provide them for international trade. So that is point number 2, presence of a variety of minerals, for example, gold, diamonds, copper, which are of high commercial value, and therefore are on high demand internationally, or they are highly demanded. Point number 3, most of the minerals such as salt, clay, limestone, etc. lie near the surface, which makes it easy and cost effective to mine. Okay, most of the minerals such as salt, clay, limestone, etc. lie near the surface of the earth, hence cheap to mine. Okay, so because they lie near the surface, okay, of all the varieties that I've given you, basically it is I think copper, which is lying deep into the ground, but the rest are lying near the surface, and therefore it becomes very cheap to do the mining. Next, presence of a ready market for products like cement, lime, used in the ever growing construction industry, both internally within East Africa, by the way. Okay, so presence of a ready market for the mineral products, both within East Africa and outside East Africa. For example, the products of cement, the products of Bamburi, for example, are on high demand because of the ever increasing construction industry. Okay, even when they put the bag of cement at maybe $200 or 50,000 Ugandan shilling, people will still buy because they really need to carry on with their construction activities. So next, availability of ready sources of hydropower, hydroelectric power used in the mines for mining activities. Availability of ready sources of hydroelectric power used in the mines for mining activities. Now, we know that in some methods of mining, we need some power to run the mining tools or to run the mining machines. So, because of availability of that source of electric power, so mining is possible to be carried out. Next, availability of plenty of cheap labor that is used to work in the mines, both skilled and unskilled. The skilled labor are those with the technical know-how. Okay, they have the technical know-how, they have the skill to work in the mines, to carry out the mining physically. And those who are not skilled, they may not be skilled in mining, but they have other activities that they are doing. For example, the sweepers, the cleaners, they lift. Okay, they could be the ones carrying the mineral ore from one place to another. So they could not be skilled in some way or another, but they can be able to be around the mining area and they do those other activities. Next, availability of large sums of capital from both local and foreign companies for investing in mining activities. Some of this capital is even provided by the East African governments. For example, Uganda provides or subsidizes the capital that is required to start a mine. Okay, so you have heard of some percentage of shares that is taken by the government. Okay, that share is provided or is reached at after the government injecting that capital into that mining industry. Next, a positive government policy of attracting foreign mining companies through tax holidays, low rates of power, etc. So the money that they use to pay for power charges, the way we pay is not the same way. The way we are meaning the domestic consumers, the way we domestic consumers pay, the rates, the rates that we use are not the same rates that the commercial consumers use. Okay, so if we are paying 500, you find that commercially they are paying less. Next, benefits from the mining industry. We are looking at now benefits from the mining industries. We can also, oh, by the way, I forgot. There is a point that we can add political security or political stability of the regions where we have the minerals to allow easy mining processes to go on. Now, this point is not there, but I want you to include it. Okay, so we move on to benefits of mining industry to the development of East Africa. What are some of the good things? What is the contribution of the mining sector to the development of East Africa? So one, we have said development of social services such as schools, hospitals, clubs, etc., which benefit the people around. Where we have a mining industry, okay, where we have mining activities going on, I want us to know that it is not only mining that is going to take place there. No. Once a mining industry has been opened, we shall have a fleet of activities or a fleet of social services following. Okay? We shall find that where we have a mine, we shall find that there is a school. Okay? There is a hospital to provide medical treatment to maybe the miners. And it will not only be providing medical treatment to the miners, even locals, okay? Even locals around will be going to the same hospital. There will be a health club after mining to make it easier for the miners to relax, okay? Okay, and refresh. So after mining, they go to the health club, okay? etc. So development of social services, for example, schools, hospitals, clubs, etc. Okay. Next, mineral extracted are raw materials for manufacturing industries. Hence, it promotes industrialization. Okay. Mining has promoted industrialization because industries come up to process the mineral that has been mined. For example, the cement manufacturing industry. Okay? For example, Hima cement. For example, Tororo cement industry that was constructed to refine or to process, okay, to process limestone from Tororo rock. Okay? You know, limestone in Tororo is good from Tororo rock and School Hills in Tororo. Next, it has led to development of transport infrastructure such as roads and railways used to transport other goods, hence economic development. Because of the existence of these minerals, the governments of East Africa are being forced to better or to improve on the communication network through construction of roads. Okay, you have heard of some areas which are inaccessible, which are so remote, and somebody asks, what is there to attract the construction of the road? Okay, so we believe that such a question is posed with the hope of identifying a mineral in some area or something viable economically to attract the construction of roads or communication networks. So that's why we say here that the presence of mining industry has attracted or forced construction of transport infrastructure in form of roads, railways. For example, the construction of the East African Railway in the 1900s was done because of the various minerals in various areas. For example, the reason why it had to reach Kasese was to transport copper from Kilembe mines to Jinja for smelting. Okay, so and so many other connections that we may have. Next, mineral. There is growth and development of urban centers, strong towns, with the associated benefits such as improved security, clean water for the people, etc. Igi, Kilembe, and Tororo. Okay, those areas or those towns grew because of the presence of minerals in those towns. Kilembe town, for example, grew due to the presence of copper at Kilembe, and the mining. When the mining started, Kilembe town had to grow. When the mining of copper started, Kilembe SS was constructed. Kilembe Hospital was constructed. The roads were constructed, and those are the facilities that aid the development of a town. Okay, so there was urbanization or growth of towns due to presence of these minerals in these areas, and this also led to enjoyment of life or livelihood in these areas because of such amenities being provided. Next, 5, we have minerals obtained are exported, hence earning foreign exchange. Okay, so we are having what is the factor here? Increased foreign exchange. How? Through the exploitation of minerals, through the exploitation of minerals that have been mined. Okay, and this foreign exchange is used in return to import essential goods for the country, such as medicines, etc. Okay. So next, mining activities have increased revenue to the government. Okay, so there is increased revenue to the government through taxes that are levied on the miners or on the workers in the mining industry, etc., etc., which is used to provide essential services to the rest of the people in the country. For example, in form of medical care, education, etc. Next, it has led to development of skilled labor or skilled manpower, such as engineers, geologists, mineralogists, etc. These are people who are studying or who have taken up these disciplines. People who are studying geology, the study of rocks. Okay, you know, once you study rocks, you are able to look at something or look at a rock, research about it, and see what it is containing. Okay, because of the presence of these minerals, such disciplines have peaked. Okay, have peaked, and therefore people are offering to study these disciplines like engineering, geology, mineralogists, etc. because of the existence of these minerals, and therefore there is creation of skilled manpower, people who have the skill, people who have the technical know-how of doing something. Okay, that is the point number 7. It's about development of skilled manpower. You have had, do you know that the way copper was found to be existent in Lembe? This person who found out that there must be copper in the Rwenzori Mountains just looked at the water that was coming out of the rocks of Rwenzori. It had bluish color. Even now, when you go there, water from Rwenzori, some area around Rwenzori where we have Kilembe mine, that water has the bluish green color, and from your chemistry, that bluish green color is associated with copper. So this Muzungu man said there must be copper in this mountain, and further research proved that really there's great deposits, or there are great deposits of copper up to now. Okay, so all that is as a result of research, as a result of studying. If that person had not studied about the stuff of mineralogy, geology, he couldn't, or he wouldn't be able to come to that conclusion. So point number 8, we go to contribution number 8. Members, we are looking at contributions of mining to the development of East Africa. So contribution number 8, mining activities provide a wide range of employment opportunities to many people who earn income and improve on their standards of living after working in the mining sector. Okay, so the point here is that mining has improved or provided employment opportunities to people who work in the mines, and therefore they earn an income with which they use to improve their standards of living. Next, mining provides a ready market for agricultural products, for example, food, for example, milk, okay, meat, bananas, etc. Why or how? We believe that when mining has been started in a region or in an area, the miners will not go hungry. No, they will demand things like food, okay, milk, and so on. So by so doing, they will improve, or they will widen the market of local agricultural products by buying them. And in so doing, they also improve the standards of living of the local people who sell their agricultural products to them. Okay. Next, mining has promoted international relationship between the East African countries and countries elsewhere in the world. Countries like Canada, countries like USA, okay, those that deal in or import the minerals from East African countries. Because you should realize that minerals in East African countries, or produced in East African countries, are not consumed within East Africa 100%. No. So we consume some of them, and the rest are traded internationally. So that shows that mining has promoted international relationships and between East Africa and other countries of the world, hence improving peace and stability between East Africa and and the world at large. With those few contributions, we come to the end of the contributions. I want us to continue with problems limiting the development of the mining industry in East Africa. Now, some of the problems we are saying some minerals such as gold in Karamoja are found in small quantities. They have the deposits are small, and yet it will require huge investment in order to carry out the mining. So some mineral deposits are not exploited because they are occurring in in what? In small quantities. Okay. So mining is not carried out. Next, some minerals such as gold or iron ore, tin, and silver in Cavale are deeply buried in hills, making their exploitation very difficult and expensive. Okay? So the deeper the mineral occurs into the ground, the more expensive and costly it is going to require for it to be mined. So because the minerals are occurring deep into the earth's ground or the earth's crust, so it becomes very expensive to mine and therefore difficult to exploit. Some minerals such as oil in Lake Albert are below the lake bed, which also limits meaningful exploitation. I think you are sensing or realizing that it is all hinging around the costs, because eh, the costs are high in order to bring this mineral to the surface. So the next limited skilled manpower in terms of mineralogists, civil engineers, making it expensive to hire expatriates. Now these expatriates are those people who are who are skilled that we employ from outside countries, not from within East Africa, but we have to get experts from maybe China, India, German, etc., to come and carry on with mining. Why? Because we do not have our own who are yet. You have seen or you have experienced the president encouraging people to study science, to study science, and people are finding it hard to pick up. So, because of that, we do not have enough skilled manpower to carry on with mining. Next, we are saying that some minerals are found in wildlife conservation areas, for example, salt in Queen Elizabeth National Park, making it difficult to exploit without endangering the animals. We need them both, you know. We are caught at crossroads. We need the mining, we want to exploit the minerals, and we also want the environment. We also want to conserve the environment. You know why? To attract more tourists, because we know tourism is an invisible trade, foreign exchange earner. So we want them both. So because of that, we tend, East African countries have relaxed mining or halted mining in those wildlife conservation areas, because if we go for mining, it will endanger the animals and other environmental reservations in these areas. Next, some minerals are located in remote areas which are not easily accessible. They are not easy to reach. Okay? For example, coal in southern Tanzania, making it difficult to mine them. They are in areas which are not easily reached, poorly accessed, poor roads, you know. The terrain in the area is rough, not having hills and so on, steep slopes. So it becomes difficult and expensive to have communication network in these areas. So the minerals are still there, not mined. Next, some minerals are of generally low quality, making it uneconomical to mine them. When you attach the mineral value of the economic value of this mineral on the world market or even daily use, it is not so huge, so it becomes worthless to invest in mining such a mineral. Next, inadequate capital or shortage of capital, which has limited the use of advanced technology, hence the low level of mineral exploitation. One. Yes, I know, but don't worry, maybe I'll explain. Okay, so we are saying that inadequate capital, which has limited the use of advanced shortage of capital. The governments of East Africa are always, remember, they are always indebted. They have debts with the foreign countries, with World Bank, and when it comes to and with corruptions and so many things. Therefore, we are not poor because we are poor. No, we are poor because of some other things that are attached. For example, corruption, the continuous debts with their strings attached, and so on. Next, mineral deposits. Oh, sorry. Number 9. Several accidents, often leading to loss of lives of the miners. Pit mining, that is shaft mining. Okay, in many areas, pit mining, where somebody has to dig up a pit, go under, and then scoop up the mineral. Many people or many miners have been buried. Many miners have been buried by the overlying rock, and they have lost their lives. Even when we go to adit method, adit method involves digging a tunnel into the ground, and the miner has to go there, where sometimes you run short of breath, you suffocate from inside there, something technical problem, and your oxygen supplier may break down and you suffocate. So all those problems, okay, those are embedded in several accidents. Next, mineral deposits that are in privately owned land cannot be exploited without compensating the owner, which sometimes turns out to be so expensive. Next, some minerals lie across international borders. For example, oil in Lake Albert, making it difficult to exploit without causing border conflicts. So some border conflicts are experienced. For example, recently some people were killed on Lake Albert by the people from DRC. Reason, they thought that these people from Uganda were encroaching or wanted to encroach on their minerals in Lake, and Lake Albert is shared between Uganda and DRC. So those are some of the problems that are limiting. I want you to. My time is up. My time is up, but we shall continue from there. But I want you to write down this task. I've given you the problems limiting. Okay, I've given you the problems limiting mining. Now I want you to write this down. Explain the problems resulting. Explain the problems resulting from mining in East Africa. Explain the problems resulting from mining in East Africa. Now, this is a question that is requiring you to give the effects of mining. Okay? I want you to give the effects of mining in East Africa. Now, when we come back, we shall be doing ways to solve. And I want you to after doing the effects of mining, I want you to suggest. Are you writing? I want you to suggest. Yeah, some of you are not writing. Okay, you can have it as part A. Those are the effects. Part B. Suggest solutions. Suggest solutions to the problems facing or limiting the development of mining. Suggest solutions to the problems limiting the development of mining. In other words, how should mining in East Africa be improved? How can we improve mining and make it be more of an economic value to the economies of East Africa? With those few with those few points, my time is up. I thank you so much for being a good class, attentive, although I've not been able to. Do we have any questions? I don't know. Can they ask? Can they? Do you see any questions there?
No.
So, in case you have questions to ask, you can forward them on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is 0772 34 31 60. So if you have anything, any question to pose about what we have studied, please ask and you shall be answered, inshallah. Thank you so much for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.